Good morning, I'm Lee Jensen if you don't know me. I'm going to start a series on making money, making custom metal signs. At any time, if there's any questions or anything, you can comment them. They'll be linked to my website, Facebook page down in the description, and go there, hit me up. And this is just how I do it. Not everything's going to work for everyone. My business is very small. I don't want to scale up where I have to hire people. It's just not me. My business is going to remain small. I have almost everything paid off in my life, and that's where I want to be. So this is going to be geared toward the small businesses, people starting up. Maybe you're starting it up on the side, and hopefully I can help you out. I'm in some CNC plasma groups. So many times, almost daily or maybe a couple times a day, people post stuff. What would you charge for this? So I was going to make a video on that, and then I thought, well, we'll get there. I'll do this series. We'll start with getting a customer, and I'll work through a little of the marketing that I do. It's none of it costs anything. I don't pay for any advertisement. And then we'll end up with, okay, we'll say that we got that customer, and then at the end we're going to estimate the price. Very simple process I have for that. Hang around and watch that. I have CNC plasma right here behind me. That's what I build these metal signs with. I mostly just stick to Facebook. I don't have a great understanding of Instagram. I hate that you can't just post a link on Instagram. You can tag your products in there and whatever. I don't mess with it a whole lot. Same with Twitter. I just focus on Facebook. And if you understand one of those other ones better and you want to do that, that's fine. Try not to get yourself so spread out that you're only doing a little on each. You want to have a good following. You want to interact with your customers, with your followers on your page. Keep pictures going, keep videos up of your products, and keep your content fresh. I would have auctions, do a video, auction that off. It'd just be one day. That way I wasn't wrapped up in this stuff. I'd announce it a day or two early. Hey, we're going to auction this off. And I would post it, comment your bid under that post. People would share it. That helped grow the page. If you're just starting out, you're going to rely a lot on your friends to help share things and get your page out there. Kind of a funny thing you'll see real soon when you start your business. You got two kinds of friends, right? You got the one that always wants a deal, and then you got the ones that'll help out and never ask for a deal, pay for extra, whatever. And we love those. We love them all. But anyway, by posting a video on there, and you're going to have an auction, those did really well for me. The other thing was we used to be able to do polls. Hi gang, I come back out here late at night. It's a little chilly. When I originally did this video, I went to do the poll part of it, and they were gone. And it really is probably the part that was going to bring the most value to the video. So I went in and searched and figured out where you can still get the polls right on Facebook. They make apps for it too, but you can still get it on Facebook. And I am going to show you how. What we're going to do, start right here on your page, manage page. We're going to come over here in this side, left-hand side, and it says Publishing Tools. And click on that. We're going to go up here to Create Post. Now what's going to happen, this is going to be just a little bit different because I already clicked it. Down here in this settings, you're going to click on that, and it should give you an option to go back to Classic View. I've already clicked on that from my other computer, so we're here. Go to Classic View, and it asks why you want to go to Classic View, and I put because I couldn't find polls. And then we got into this view. Click on the three dots, and boom, we have our poll. So from there, like I'm going to do cars. I already did this car show once. It worked out super good for me. I have a lot of racing buddies. I have a lot of car show friends. I think this would be awesome with dogs also. People love their dogs. You could make a nice little piece, something 16 inches wide or so. Buffy Nunu on the bottom or whatever, you know. For the winter, you can make a rendering of it so that you can advertise it before you ever cut it. We're going to see that in the next video in this little series. And this is how I set it up. I actually had 16 entries in my last one, 8 polls. Do it on a ladder system. You could start with 8, might be cool, you know, you go from 4 poles to 2 poles to the final pole. And what you're going to do, you've already clicked on that pole. You're going to come over here and find your cars. I think you can just drag and drop them in. Okay, so then I had them write a little something, a little like just a short note, something that'll fit in this little area. But right now we're just going to go yellow and blue. It's you know, I had them write what year it was, whatever, just a little bit of information. Then I come up here, explain what was going on, tagged each person in it, and explained which one was their car. The yellow one belonged to so-and-so, the blue one belonged to so-and-so. And I set that poll to be a week long. What I also did was I would get them set up to this point and then open another window, and I would get all my polls set up, and then I would just come back through and publish, so that they were all relatively closed at the same time. It wasn't exact, but I mean, they closed within the same 5 minutes. You know, you didn't have one guy feeling like he got half a day extra or something. And so I did that. You might even be able to schedule the publish on it, which would be awesome too. And this brought so many people to my page because they're actually clicking on the poll on your page. I had people sharing this stuff to so many car groups, car show groups, car clubs, this and that. I think dogs would be the same way. You get a lot of dog groups, and you're going to have your piece that they're winning on there. You're going to link to it, whatever, so that people see what they're winning. And it just was so awesome. It helped my page so much. So I'm really glad that I figured out how to do this, because I felt like the video really lost value when I turned it on and the polls were gone. So anyway, now back to your regular scheduled video where I have clothes on that match the rest. So you just always want to be thinking, you want to stay fresh in people's mind. Like, just all the time, this, that, be sharing, be working your social media. You got to take a lot of time and do that. My website's operated on Shopify, and it's just kind of it's where people go to pay, basically. Now on your descriptions, you want to make them lengthy. You want to really describe your product in depth so that the search engines know what you have there. I don't pay for any placement on search engines, but I do have some things that rank pretty high, and as a small business, I think that's real cool. Lengthy subscriptions on your web page of what you're doing. Really, maybe I only get probably 6 to 10 purchases a month on the website that I didn't know about. Usually people have contacted me through Facebook, talked to me already a little bit about this and that, and then they'll be like, okay, well, how do I buy it? I'll send them the link. Here, just go over here, pay for it, and I'll get it on its way. I don't promote on the web page a whole lot. I do all that stuff on Facebook. It's more interactive. It's easier to show. Like, it's flying by whether people want it or not, especially when you're keeping your content fresh. You've put up your pictures, your videos, you've done auctions, your friends are all sharing it for you, and you get a customer. Invariably, this is how this goes. How much for a sign with my name on it? And you're like, okay, we got to have some parameters here. How big do you want it? Do you want it 1 or 2 layers or 3 layers? Like, it's amazing to me that people will ask that, but it's crazy how many times they will just be like, how much for a sign that says this? Well, how big is it? That's a big deal. My estimating process is very simple. And this is going to be different for where you're at, what you're paying for metal. You kind of got to figure this out. But what I based it off of was the simple flag that almost we all do with CNC plasma tables. Those are about a $250 flag anywhere you go. And they're about 8 feet, 2 by 4. So at $30 a square foot, $240. So my price estimate is about $30 a square foot. Now if they add a second layer, if it's pretty much just a flat layer, just a backing so that you have a back to what you've cut out, that's another $15, $45 a square foot. If they have another layer, it's another $15. Estimating is kind of tough without drawing it up. But I tell them, I go about $30 a square foot if it's a single layer, $45 a square foot if it's multi-layer. The bigger the sign is, we might get down where it's not quite as much per square foot. The smaller the sign is, it'll be a little more per square foot. But that's just a good way to, $30 a square foot, how big do you want it? That's how we start. In the next video, we will design the sign all the way to where we have a rendering that we can send them that's colored like what they want. And I will show you how I price it. If that interests you, hit that subscribe button, click on the bell. Like this if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. Any feedback's better than no feedback, so comment, whatever. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next week.